Hi, my name is Vivian. I was the only child of my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Okoye. I used to think that the world was a magical place and my life was an endless party. My parents were very rich, and I never wondered where it all came from. I adored my parents so much, and they always pampered me like a princess and never refused me anything. I never wondered what my parents do for a living, until one day it was too late. One Sunday night, my parents threw a ball party. I went out onto the balcony of our huge house and watched as more and more guests arrived for the party. Suddenly a fire broke out in the house and spread very strongly. People barely had time to run out of the house that night. I thought for the first time that my parents had enemies, or they themselves were someone's enemies. In an instant my parents brought out a gun, and I was shocked. I didn't have time to ask my parents what they were doing with a gun and what was going on. My father immediately ordered my nanny, Mrs. Jane, to take me away from the burning house. Mrs. Jane immediately grabbed me in her arms and rushed away, passing the burning area of the house. Mrs. Jane managed to save me, but it was all over for my parents that day. I felt pain beyond bearing and tears didn't stop flowing. I couldn't believe what just happened. I cried my eyes out, and I felt lost. My nanny, Mrs. Jane, tried to console me, but I couldn't help it. I felt like my world just crashing down on me. Mrs. Jane asked me to follow her and promised to take care of me. Mrs. Jane assured me that she was going to train me to be strong, and even stronger than my parents. At the same time, my nanny promised to train and teach me to protect the children like me. At first, I didn't quite understand what my nanny meant because I just lost my parents and was left alone. But I then realized that there was no need for me to feel hopeless, and I have always trusted Mrs. Jane. So I agreed to become her student. Hi, my wonderful friend and viewers. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share for more wonderful stories like this. Don't forget to click on the notifications bell to get informed when I upload new videos. And also subscribe for the next part or go to my channel for the next part. Thanks.